Well, hello YouTube. I hope everybody's doing good. This is Chuck Nunface here. Chuck Nunface. That's my Instagram handle. Give me a follow over there. This is my first YouTube video. So an idea that I've been batting around for quite some time here, and my wife's been bugging me to get started. So I'm going to give it a shot. So this is going to be my take. It's going to be my first review. As you can see here, the knife I've chosen is this beautiful Medford knife and tool, USMC Fighter Flipper. Now this one has a laser engraved design here, which is kind of an apocalyptic. This was purchased from or acquired from a freight on lock company out of New York. They're on Instagram as well, great people. So it's got bronze anodization with the laser etch, the skull kind of apocalyptic theme there, and then it's got some flame anodizing underneath right there, kind of bring out that color, that iridescent type color right there. It's got black PVD pommel, flamed clip, and flamed hardware too, so the contrast is really nice. So there's the blade right there, black PVD blade of S35VN. It's got a nice edge on there that I've touched up since getting this with my KME sharpener system. So right there, overall, let's just do a couple of size comparisons, jumping right in. So doing the specs right now, it's got an overall length of 9.875 inches, a blade of 4¼ inches, handle of 5¼ inches right there, and a blade stock thickness of 0.19 inch. So pretty big boy all the way around. Do a couple size comparisons. There is the Spyderco PM2. This one in particular is the KnifeWorks exclusive in carbon fiber and CTM M4. So I've had that for a while. It's a nice one. Another Spyderco right here. The Native. So much bigger than the Native. Pretty much dwarfs the Native in every conceivable way. Right there. Let's see. Here is the Spartan Harsey folder. Similar size on these two right here. In the same general area, you know, as far as size goes, but definitely broader blade, thicker overall. And last but not least, let's go ahead and put a Strider SMF. This one is in the PVK Vegas exclusive with the Captain America logo on there and shields, which is pretty cool. So, Medford knives. A lot of people have an opinion on Medford knives. They love them, they hate them. A lot of times it's a situation where you may have to separate the artist from the art itself. You know, Greg Medford, the owner of the company, is quite a personality. Not everybody agrees with the things that he says, but he says what he thinks, and pretty much as simple as that. So, that being said, you know, his knives are definitely, they follow a philosophy of use where they're big, hefty, kind of overbuilt. They haven't, you know, in recent years, he's kind of refined things considerably, in my opinion, from, you know, some of the earlier versions of models. They definitely have a smoothness and a refinement that I certainly appreciate. Anytime you buy a Medford, it's going to come with one of these really cool Pelican cases. It's got the dog tag, which has contact information. Oh, nope, never mind. They've changed that, or I just got that wrong, but it's just got information on that. And then inside, you have your baggie. You get, you know, some goodies in there as well. A nice PVD patch, a couple stickers, some warranty information on there. Now, the warranty with Medfords has been something that's, you know, kind of been controversial over the years. And a lot of it was through, this is kind of the board on cards. This one was from February of this year, 2021. There's been a lot of controversy around that based on, you know, it's been, you know, if you've ever opened up the knife or done any work on it, you voided the warranty. Well, Greg's come out several times and said that's not actually the case. You know, the thing that, and I don't want to speak to their policies and their warranty, but, you know, they've pretty much just say, as long as you don't do anything that changes the functionality of the knife, you should be fine. So, I mean, if you're taking it apart to clean, to sharpen, you know, it's not going to be a big deal if you do things like that. But if you're doing things like changing lock face geometry or, you know, pimping the knife, so to speak, and doing all these mods on and everything else, you might affect the warranty at that point. They have a reputation of, maybe not having a good action, but as you can see, that is pretty darn smooth. They take a little while to break in. There's a break-in process, and in fact, Greg has a video on the break-in process on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure on his website as well. But if I can, I'll try to link things in the description. Like I said, this is my first video, so bear with me on stuff like that. I'll do my best to kind of figure that stuff out. So, immediately when I saw this knife when it came out, I immediately wanted one. I believe they came out in 2019. It was one of those models where I looked at it and I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I like that. So you may look at this and everything else. So I'll tell you this right now. If this knife doesn't kind of instill something in you and you see it, you say, oh, wow, that's something that I definitely want to get. If it doesn't give you that sense and that feeling, it's probably not in hand going to be something that is going to change your mind. It's just one of those things where, you kind of have to like the look of this. It is big, it is hefty, it is overbuilt. But if you like the look of it, you really can't go wrong, because it is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's smooth, and it just smooths out with use so well. Those parts, those tight tolerances that Medford is known for, the parts mate together really well. They smooth out the phosphor bronze washers. Yep, it does run on PB washers. They mate with the handle scales, and everything just smooths out so nice. So it won't flip like that out of the box. You'll probably just get it like that, maybe. You'll do these little, and you'll get frustrated. You'll go, man, this knife, what's the deal? I don't like this. This thing barely flips. It just, and it's not going to work. And you find yourself using wrist and doing all this other stuff, and maybe just kind of getting disappointed or thumbing it out and being like, wow, this, I've spent money on this and everything else, and it really doesn't flip the way I'm expecting it to, or do the things that I want it to do. It's, true. It's not a PM2, that is true. But with use, and like I say, just keep using it, avoid fiddling around with the pivot, but with a lot of use, opening and closing, it gets really smooth. Now, it may not be something, I'm not even going to try to do this on camera, but that you're going to be able to, flick out or flip perfectly vertically. If you're holding it perpendicular to the ground and just fire the button, it may not flip out as well as you might be used to. It's not a Shirogorov, okay? It's just not built like that. It's not that type of knife. But if it's something that you look at and you say, wow, I really like that. I like the way it looks. I like the feel of it in hand, and it really does. They feel so good in hand. The ergos are nice on this. Not really a lot of hot spots or anything like that. If you really grip into it, yeah, you can feel, some of the edges. It's not overly chamfered or anything like that, but it's not something where I would say, oh my gosh, that's just nothing but hot spots. One thing, and I'm not the first one to point this out, where, they maybe could improve things on, is when they're doing their laser cutting or their water jetting. If they could just go a little, do the extra mile and maybe chamfer that right there, take that edge down, knock it down a little bit. I think that would really go a long way. But, as I say, it's, for me at least, it's not a deal breaker. I really enjoy these knives. If you like the look of it, I think you'll enjoy it too. There's a great line in the 1995 movie called "Things to Do in Denver in Your Day," where Andy Garcia, the lead actor, says to his female counterpart, he says, "Women who glide need men who make them thump." So basically, if this knife doesn't really make you thump, it's probably not going to be one that, once you get it in hand, you're going to say, oh, well, I was totally wrong about this. If you like the look of it and you want to check out a Medford knife, I think you can do a lot worse than giving this one a try. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a follow on Instagram at Chuck Nunface. And let's look for more content like this in the future. Hope to hear some feedback from y'all. Thanks a lot.